Well, hello there everyone. Today I wanted to talk about a very important step in the offer process, and that would be getting a financial pre-approval. So I have a little bit of slides here from my personal buyer book that you can get by downloading in the link below if you want the whole book. But today we're just going to be talking about the financial pre-approval process and why it's so important to get a financial pre-approval before you start looking, before you start shopping for a house, okay? So basically, you don't need a pre-approval to submit an offer on a house. You can submit an offer and not have a pre-approval and then worry about getting lending during the transaction. But that is in fact really stressful and also not as much of a guarantee for a seller. So if you're in a multiple offer situation or there's some competition, your offer looks way stronger if with your offer you submit a pre-approval letter saying, I'm gonna get this loan with this down payment amount with this lender, and just make sure that everything is coherent and clear for your offer. Now, we know a lot of people say to me, I've had people say to me, okay, well, I don't want to get a pre-approval yet because I want to wait until I find the house that I like, and then I'll get the pre-approval. I hear that a lot. As I just said, in a multiple offer situation, if the situation is at all competitive, like it's been in the past few years, inventory is at anywhere from 2 weeks to a month and a half right now, depending on your local micro market, there is still a bit of competition. So getting that pre-approval is clear. So let's transition now. And to my slide here, I have the lowdown on loans, financing, financial pre-approval. So the first step is to get a pre-approval, and it's necessary to help us build a solid offer. But that's not the only reason we want to get a pre-approval. We want to get a pre-approval for you so that you know exactly what price range to be shopping in. So we don't want to be looking at homes above your price range. We don't want to be looking at homes at $700,000 price range, for instance, if you're only going to end up being approved at $500,000. So basically, and I'm not a lender, just a real estate agent, but basically how your payment breaks down is it's not so much on the dollar amount of the loan. No, it's figured on your monthly payments. So interest rate depending, very heavy. So let's just do a quick example in our heads of, say, you're buying a $500,000 house and interest rates are about 6%. So that mortgage amount is going to be about $3,000 a month. And note, I'm not doing a calculator. I'm just kind of coming up with this on the top of my head. So say that payment is $3,000. Well, say the loan program that you are initiated in has a debt to income of 40%. So that means that the total amount of debt is 40% of your income. So let's say 3,000 divided by 40 is $7,500 per month times 12. If you have an income of $90,000 a year, then with a 40% debt to income, you could afford that $3,000 monthly payment. Of course, these are just rough figures, but that is how they figure out pre-approval. I've had clients before that think we're pre-approved at $800, but turns out that they are only approved at $600, which is okay. In being pre-approved, it doesn't mean you have to go to your max, right? I also ask my clients, first, let's figure out what you're pre-approved at. And then secondly, let's figure out what you're comfortable with. What kind of monthly payment do you want to be paying? Do you want to be paying $3,000 a month for your mortgage? Or do you want to be paying $2,500 or $2,000? What are you really comfortable with? And what's going to be a good monthly payment for you? Okay, skip on the calculator and we'll go quickly through this list. Next step, we have underwriting. Some lenders even initiate underwriting before the offer is submitted. So most underwriting occurs throughout the transaction. However, there are fully underwritten pre-approval letters that even offer that much more of a guarantee to the seller that you're bringing the offer to. And then finally, you have loan approval. So going through this stage, all of your documents, your credit, your income, maybe your W-2 statements, your tax records, maybe you have a business, so your business records, maybe you have expenses, so your expense records, your P&L, your business. However, if you're just a W-2 employee, you have a stable job that's growing over time, it's very simple, a very simple process. And then throughout you have signing documents. It's actually not listed here, but you do have the appraisal for the home as well before final signature. That is another part of the contract. You just have the lender sends out an appraiser to basically know that, okay, so this $500,000 loan matches the $500,000 house that we're loaning on. So we're good to go with the loan. We're good to go. We're good to sign documents. During that process, you get the closing disclosures and it'll break down what your actual monthly payment, what all those costs are going to be like. And then you've funded the loan. The seller gets paid out and you now own the house. You have the keys to the house. So that's a basic rundown of why to get pre-approved. A lot of clients, again, say to me, I don't want to get pre-approved unless I find the home that I want to buy. However, if you do find the home that you want to buy and it turns out that your timeline is a little short, you want to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row, basically. So there we go. There's the little story. Hope you're having a good transaction process. And again, if you want to see this whole book, I'll go back to media, The Buyer's Guide, Buying Your Home by me, Bruce Bradbury. So we go through the buying process. And anyway, this is just a book that I give my clients when we're doing our initial consultation. But if you'd like to see the process and have it all laid out in front of you, go down to the link underneath on my bio and you can download this book. As well, if you have any real estate questions, please feel free to reach out. My email and my phone number is in there. So anyway, folks, have a good day and have fun with your pre-approvals.